Hello and welcome to Tools to Create a Better Life with myself, Glenyce Hughes. Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for you. So this week I am going to take you through the way that I usually do a self-session using the tools and processes from Access Consciousness. If you don't know what Access Consciousness is, go and check out accessconsciousness.com. Get your butt to a bars class, a foundation class, and then all the other yumminesses that are out there, because these tools truly can change your life, my sweet friends. So, a self-session, and again, this is my way that I usually do it. So there's no kind of always step-by-step process with using the tools of Access. It's really following the energy. And I often do start with some of the same questions and such. So really what you want to look at is, first off, if you've got something going on that you're looking to do a self-session on, you probably want to clear some points of views about that because you're looking at changing something. So there's probably some stuck points of views in there. So I'm going to do this on the show with you. So you might want to bring something to mind as we get started here. But it basically is this energy of getting curious and bringing awareness to whatever it is you'd like to change. Because that's often what's going on. That's why it's not changing, is that we haven't been willing to be present with it or aware with it as much as we could be. There's something else going on, some information for us. So for myself, I have had, if you're my Facebook friend, you might have seen my post about this. I've had some stuff going on with my lower back and my hips and my muscles, so much so that I have only ran once in the last 6 weeks. And if you've been around for a while, you know that I've been loving running. So this has been something that I have been doing all the things. And there's been some relief and then sometimes not so much relief. So I was going to sit down to do a self-session and I wondered what magic we could create together. So again, you could take this time and walk through this with me. But again, if we were doing it, if I was doing this session for you, it might look really different. So this is not a step-by-step, always do it this way. This is just a taste of how I do a self-session on myself usually. So let's begin. Starting with the awareness of and getting present with the thing, whatever it is you'd like to change. So in my case, I'm just going to be present with my body, actually, because as I sit, there is nothing going on in my body. So it's not something that I can, feel right now, feel in my body. So it'd be similar if you wanted to work on something money related. So there's probably nothing money related in your world right now that you can really get like a tangible energy of, but you can get present with. You can be present with the energy of the thing. So I'm going to be that right now with my sweet body, and I'm specifically going into the area of like my back and my hips and all of those spaces and places. So first step, let's clear all of the decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, projections, rejections, expectations, separations, refined judgments that we have about, in this case, my back and the legs and the not running. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyond. So that is the Access Consciousness clearing statement. If you're not familiar, you can go to theclearingstatement.com to find out how it works. Basically, it's like a magic wand. It just clears all the points of views, all the energies, all the stuff that comes up when we run a process or we ask a question. So with that, that's step number one. All of the, and I use an acronym, DJCCs, pissers, and RJs that I have about blank, I destroy and uncreate them all. So decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, projections, rejections, expectations, separations, refined judgments. It's basically all of the solid energy that we use to hold things in place, even though we don't desire to have those things a lot of times going on, such as the body stuff for me. all the 𝗔𝗍�Cs, 𝗔𝗔s, and 𝗂𝗲s, it picks up all that energy, all the stuck stuff, the concrete stuff, the solid stuff, and it starts to like shake it apart, so to speak. So that clearing, you know what, honestly, use that every day, all day, on everything that's going on, because the less 𝗔𝗍�Cs, 𝗔𝗔s, and 𝗂𝗲s you have about anything, the more magic you will be and create in your life. So that's the first thing we always want to do when we're sitting down to clear something. First, clear the 𝗔𝗍�Cs, 𝗔𝗔s, and 𝗂𝗲s. Getting back again, present with whatever the energy is that you would like to change. Yeah. And then this question, and if you've taken a bars class, you know this question. Truth, what is this? Truth, what is this? Now, the thing about this is that there's not often an immediate awareness. Now, there can be. Please celebrate if there is, but there isn't always. And sometimes it's just being present with it and asking the question and going throughout your day being present and asking the question from no judgment, no rightness, no wrongness, just truly curious of like, what is this? Now, since this is in connection with my body, I'm going to actually ask, hey body, what is this? What is this? So with that, for me, as I'm talking about that and asking that and just being space with it, there is like a contraction, and I'm very visual, and you don't have to be. This is just one of the things that I know about me. I'm very visual. So as I'm asking that, I'm closing my eyes, and it's like a vice, almost like seeing a vice or like a contraction on the spine. That's what I'm perceiving as I'm asking that. And the visual I'm getting is like this kind of bizarre thing pushing. So the thing you want to be aware of is you don't want to make a story up about it. You don't want to make it significant. I don't need to go into, oh my gosh, I bet there was like a lifetime where they used a device and they, pressed it and they did all, like, I could do that. Of course I could do that. But that's not actually relevant to changing it. So it's just then, okay, cool. So I'm aware of that vice energy. I'm aware of the pushing. I'm aware, I can see the device, whatever that is, doesn't matter. Can see all of that. Now, in this case, I'm actually going to continue asking, what is this? Just to see if there's some more information that's required with it. So I'm just going to go back into that energy, be present with that device. What is that? What is that? Okay, and I'm going to ask another question here. And again, this is just following the energy. So truth, is that from this lifetime? So for me, when I ask a question using my awareness, awareness can show up in lots of different ways. For me, even it's all, I mean, like it can show up. Sometimes it's a lightness, light and heavy. Sometimes it's just a knowing. Sometimes it's pictures. Sometimes it's somebody saying something. Like it can show up lots of different ways all the time. In this case, when I asked that, I got heavy. So is that from this lifetime? And it was like a contraction. So I know that that's no. So truth, is it from another lifetime? So I got a yes with that. Okay, cool. So an important question. Truth, is it relevant to know the circumstances of that lifetime? And I got a no. So how's it get any better than that? I don't need to figure it out. I don't need to ask more questions about that lifetime. What then I can do is actually ask a question about, okay, so truth, do I have oaths and vows from that lifetime holding this in place? That was a little bit heavy. There was maybe a little bit of a lightness. So now this is often how awareness occurs. And this is funny to be doing it on camera because I'm trying to explain it at the same time as, being present with it, which is really fun. And so what I got was, and so I'm going to ask, so I'm just going to ask and you'll know what I got by what I asked. How about that? So, truth. Did I set up to recreate that in this lifetime? I got a yes with that. So how do I put that into words? When I was asking earlier, it was like this energy of the lifetime and of if I had oaths and vows, and there was a little bit of something on it, but not a huge yes. It was almost like I'd set up in this lifetime to pick that up again. I know, weird, right? But that was the energy of it. So again, I don't need to have story. I don't need to figure it out. I just get to ask a question. And so yes, I got a yes with that. So great information. Okay. So number one question, what is this? Number two question, what can I do with it? So we've got these 4 questions that we talk about in Access all the time. What is this? What can I do with it? Can I change it? If so, how can I change it? So we've asked number 1. I've got some awarenesses around that. Now, so what is this? What can I do with it? What can I do with that? So I energetically put in place for something for me to pick it up at this point in my life. Interesting. Okay. So what can I do with that? So I'm just going to ask that. Like, so truth, what can I do with that? So with that, I got this energy of like blasting it apart. Yeah. So it was like I saw that device and blasting it apart. So yeah. Okay. So everything that is, everywhere I've used that device to limit me, to hold me back, to stop me, to slow me down, anywhere I've allowed it to be used to stop me, slow me down, limit me, anything I haven't even mentioned, I destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, pock, shorts, boys, and beyonds. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so the 3s are like, to me, the 3s are like throwing an atom bomb at the clearing statement. Like it is like the clearing statement on speed. So with something like this where I get the energy of like blowing it apart, then I'm going to add the 3s to really contribute to that. Okay, so truth, is anything else required to change this? Yes, okay. So truth, have I hired demons to hold that device in place? Yes, cool. Now, demons are no big thing. I know a lot of other places talk about demons as though they're like the most horrific and awful and dangerous, and really they're not. They're like little tiny itty bitty mosquitoes that we've hired to do things for us. And the only way that they will go away is if we fire them. So we've got a fun way to clear them in Access where we say, return to from whence you came, never to return to me, this body, or this lifetime ever, ever again. Return to from whence you came, never to return to me, my body, or this reality, not lifetime, this reality ever again. Return to from whence you came, never to return to me, my body, or this reality ever again. Return to from whence you came, never to return to me, my body, or this reality ever again. And anything that doesn't allow that, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, pock, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay. Yeah, okay. So truth, is the device cleared? No. Okay, so what else is required? So what the energy that I got with that is like this energy of potency, of like being all of me, like being the potency of me. And so with that, what I'm just getting curious about is I'm looking back just, you know, in my mind at when this really started. So I would say there's been little bits and pieces going on for a while that I haven't really paid attention to, like a little twinge here and a little bit of something there, but never ever long term. But when it really started was the end of June. And when I would say I saw the chiropractor July 2nd, actually it was the day after Canada Day. And that's why I remember it, because I left for the lake after that. So July 2nd is when I saw the chiropractor for the first time. So I'd say probably nearing the end of June where there was something that possibly went on that maybe I had the possibility of being the potency of me, and oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm aware of the situation. So as I was talking about that, the situation came to mind, not relevant to share, but it's giving me the information of, so you know how I talked earlier of like putting something in place. And so let's say this, and again, guys, I mean, I am just following the energy. None of this is significant, and it gives me some information. So that energy of like putting something in place to kind of pick up at a certain time. And it's like when I had the chance to be the potency of me, setting this up to choose that rather than be the potency of me based on that other lifetime. Chances are in that other lifetime, I was the potency of me. I chose to be the potency of me. And then maybe, let's say I was killed or something went on or like whatever, that I went, I better make sure I never do that again. This is the kind of the word that's coming. And it's not the perfect words, but it's the best way to describe it on a video. So how's that? So I'm getting that information now. It's like boop, da boop, da boop, da boop. And I love that because one, I never ever have to think about this story again. And two, I can already perceive the space that it's creating in my back and in my legs. And not that I had any discomfort while I was sitting, but I can really perceive the spaciousness of it. How does it get any better than that? Okay, cool. So have that awareness. So truth, do I have oaths and vows to never being the potency of me ever again? Yes. Okay. So and if that read for you too, all of the oaths, vows, commitments, contracts, promises, obligations, communities, fealties, anything I haven't mentioned, that you may have, that we may have. Let's put me in there too. Actually, I'm going to do it as me. Any oaths, vows, commitments, contracts, promises, obligations, communities, fealties that I have, and anything I haven't mentioned that I have, to never being the potency of me ever again, from any level, layer, lifetime, universe, reality, and anywhere I haven't mentioned, I revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, reclaim, destroy, and uncreate them all times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, 𝗃𝗃, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And truth, have I hired demons to hold those oaths and vows in place? Yes. So return to from whence you came, never to return to me, my body, or this reality ever again. Return to from whence you came, never to return to me, this body or my reality ever again. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, 𝗃𝗃, shorts, boys, meons. Return to from whence you came, never to return to me, my body, this reality ever again. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, 𝗃𝗃, shorts, boys, meons. Return to from whence you came, never to return to me, this body, this reality ever again. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, 𝗃𝗃, shorts, boys, meons. So often when there's oaths and vows, often there are demons that we've hired to hold those in place. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So truth. Is that device gone? Yes. Okay. So truth, does the body require anything to contribute to it letting it go? Yes. Okay. So truth, something I can do? Yes. Truth, something that someone else can gift my body? Yes. Okay. So truth, body processes? Yes. Truth, anything else with other people? No. Okay. With myself. So truth, stretching? Yes. Truth, yoga? Yes, but not the yoga I was thinking. Okay, I got to do a little bit of checking on some different yogas. There was one I had in mind, and it was like yes and a no. So I just knew that it wasn't the one that I had in mind. So stretching, this yoga that I will find. Truth, anything else right now? No. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Now, the other thing I like to do when we clear oaths and vows and demons and devices, not that I'll be honest that I clear a lot of devices, but anything where there's been like a contraction of energy, then the clearing that I always like to run is anywhere that I would attempt to fill this space up. I destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, 𝗃 𝗃 𝗀𝗀 𝗂𝗃 𝗀𝗃. Because what occurs is we're used to a certain density when we've got something like this going on, when we've got a problem, so to speak. We're used to a certain density, and that becomes almost normal. That becomes what I would refer to maybe as our set point. So what happens then when we do a session, whether we get a session or we do a self session, is that that density is no longer there. But because it's a set point, we often attempt to fill it up again. We contract again to match what we were before. So I like to say everywhere that I would fill this up, or fill this space up, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, 𝗃 𝗃 𝗀𝗀 𝗂𝗃 𝗀𝗃. So the other thing I wanted to run for you guys, if you did have something similar with those oaths and vows. So any oaths, vows, commitments, contracts, promises, obligations, communities, fealties, anything I haven't mentioned that you have to never being the potency of you ever again from any level, layer, lifetime, universe, reality, and anywhere I haven't mentioned, will you revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, reclaim, destroy, and uncreate it all times a godzillion, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, 𝗃 𝗃 𗀀𝗀 𝗂𝗃 and beyonds. Not that you can't benefit when I run it for me, of course you can, but I just wanted to run it that other way too for it, because please know, if you're in a class and somebody is asking questions and they're getting processed, you can receive from that processing too, very, very much the same. So it's not something that you can't do. I just chose to do it that way too. Yeah, so there we go. Okay, so we went through what is this? What can I do with it? Can it be changed? Yes. If so, how do I change it? Which we've already done. So those 4 questions, guys, write them down, put them on a reminder app, do something with them so that you remember them, especially, and I mean all of them, and especially number 1, what is this? Because what occurs is, so let's say in my case, I could have, thankfully I didn't, but I could have went, well, you know what, I might have. Yeah, I can't say that I didn't, but if I did, it was for a very short period of time. So, start having something going on with my legs, and I've been running for a few months. So the conclusion could be, oh, I've hurt myself running. So we don't ask, what is this? We go, oh, I've hurt myself running. Now look at what could have been the problem with that. If I would have chose that, if I would have went, oh dear, I've hurt myself running, and I hurt myself because I was running, and I shouldn't have been running, and now I hurt myself, I could have spent the rest of my life trying to fix the running problem and probably never run again. Oh, that makes my body sad. Oh, just kidding, body. I'm just telling a story. Oh my gosh. It's so funny how my body is so loud about things. I love it. And I am constantly asking her to be louder and louder and louder with it. But with that, we decide what something is, and then we attempt to fix it, but it's not usually what the thing is. We've got to ask, what is this? What is this? Right? I mean, yeah. So I just say it like that because I've done that so many times where, you wake up in the morning with a headache. Oh, darn, it's because I didn't drink enough water yesterday. I better drink more water today. And really, maybe your body was just letting you know that there was an earthquake on the planet somewhere. Like, it's with the question of what is this is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Because the conclusion of what something is what sticks us and limits us and keeps us trying the same thing over and over, wondering why it's not working. Well, it's not working because that's not what it is. And more often than not, it is something weird. It is something bizarre. It is something that we don't have to make a story about, but it's not something that they could see in an X-ray, so to speak. And I mean, what is this question is not just about your body. If you're looking at your bank account and you're upset with what's in there, what is this? What is this? Get so curious, get so present with it. Yeah. And if you would love more of these tools, if you would love to learn more about self sessions or doing sessions for others, or have more sessions for you, I invite you to any one of my classes. I have so many on the go, my sweet friends. Get your butt to foundation for way more access tools, and there's all sorts of other courses and programs and things that I offer that all bring it back to this, where we get present, we ask questions, we change things, we clear things, and we choose and create and actualize beyond what we've never ever imagined possible. Yeah, so if you'd like more of that, there'll be a link somewhere. Come and play. I would love, love, love to see you either in a private session or a foundation class, or I've got the VIP session for your sweet body. Been having so much fun playing with those. So thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to chatting again next week.